All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Naresh Mago and with me is Vaibhav Jyotsna Srivastava. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate virtually 3 high-end COVID-19 testing labs in Noida, Mumbai and Kolkata today. Prime Minister cautions people not to lower guard against the pandemic. Record number of over 36,000 patients recovered from coronavirus in a single day. 8,85,576 people cured so far in the country. Sikkim extends statewide lockdown till 1st August in view of increasing corona cases, and more than 8 lakh Indians stranded abroad returned home under Vande Bharat mission. 5th phase to begin from 1st August. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will today launch high-throughput COVID-19 testing facilities through video conferencing. These facilities will ramp up the testing capacity in the country and help in strengthening early detection and treatment, thus assisting in controlling the spread of the pandemic. Our correspondent reports that these 3 testing facilities have been set up strategically at ICMR National Institute of Cancer Prevention and Research, Noida, ICMR National Institute for Research in Reproductive Health, Mumbai, and ICMR's National Institute of Cholera and Enteric Diseases, Kolkata.
The government has adopted the Test, Track, Treat strategy for early detection and containment of the COVID-19 pandemic. These 3 new testing facilities have been set up in Noida, Mumbai and Kolkata, and they will be able to test over 10,000 samples a day. These labs will also reduce turnaround time and exposure of lab personnel to infectious clinical materials. The labs are enabled to test diseases other than COVID as well. Post the pandemic, the labs will be able to test for hepatitis B and C, HIV, TB and dengue. With Dipendra Kumar, Suparna Saikia, AIR News, Delhi.
The Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan, along with the Chief Ministers of Maharashtra, West Bengal and Uttar Pradesh, will participate in the event. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has cautioned people not to lower their guard against COVID-19. In his Mann Ki Baat program, he emphasized the importance of remaining extra vigilant as the corona crisis is far from over. Mr. Modi said, India has fought against the pandemic unitedly and the recovery rate is better as compared to other countries.
आज हमारे देश में रिकवरी रेट अन्य देशों के मुकाबले बेहतर है। साथ ही हमारे देश में कोरोना से मृत्यु दर भी दुनिया के ज्यादातर देशों से काफी कम है। निश्चित रूप से एक भी व्यक्ति को खोना दुखद है, लेकिन भारत अपने लाखों देशवासियों का जीवन बचाने में सफल भी रहा है। लेकिन साथियों, कोरोना का खतरा टला नहीं है। कई स्थानों पर यह तेजी से फैल रहा है। हमें बहुत ही ज्यादा सतर्क रहने की जरूरत है। हमें ये ध्यान रखना है कि कोरोना अब भी उतना ही घातक है जितना शुरू में था।
Mr. Modi advised everyone to wear face masks whenever they are out in public in order to protect themselves and others from the disease.
The government has said that the highest ever recoveries of COVID-19 were registered in a single day and more than 36,000 patients were discharged in the last 24 hours. This has taken the total number of recovered cases to 8,85,576. The Union Health Ministry said the recovery rate has reached to 63.92%. The gap between recovered patients and active COVID-19 cases has further increased to over 4,17,000. The recovered cases are 1.89 times the active cases. The ministry has advised all state and union territory governments to keep up with and effectively implement the strategy of test, track and treat. For the first time, a record number of more than 4,40,000 tests have been conducted in a single day. With this, the number of tests per million has further increased to 11,805 and cumulative testing to over 1,62 lakh. The ministry said for the first time the government labs have set a new record of testing 3,62,153 samples. The private labs have also scaled a new high of over 79,000 samples tested in a single day. The aggressive testing, along with ramped-up hospital infrastructure by combining public and private sector efforts, has enabled early identification and prompt triaging of COVID-19 patients, leading to lower fatalities. The ministry said the case fatality rate is progressively falling and currently it is 2.31%. India has one of the lowest fatality rates in the world. Karnataka state will ramp up efforts to prevent delays in COVID-19 testing. The Chief Secretary T.M. Vijay Bhaskar has issued instructions to all the districts to prevent delay in sample results beyond 72 hours of collection. He has said that there should be a maximum of 24 hours between sample collection and transportation to labs, a maximum of 24 hours between arrival of the samples at the lab and data entry, and a maximum of 24 hours between data entry and getting test results. In Karnataka, 33,565 swab samples were tested yesterday, out of which 5,199 new positive cases were reported in the state, taking the total to 96,141. More from our correspondent.
Chief Secretary T.M. Vijay Bhaskar has instructed all districts to mobilize additional data entry operators, infrastructure and ensure that there is enough testing capacity to prevent delay. A software is developed to monitor the process from sample collection, transportation and movement between labs and districts. A WhatsApp group is created for quick communication between districts of issues related to testing. A mechanism is in place to hold regular meetings with the districts. The Chief Secretary has warned that the state may initiate disciplinary action against the district teams and labs which don't comply to reduce delays in testing. The Additional Chief Secretary Planning, Statistics and Program Implementation, Dr. Shalini Rajneesh, has suggested precautions to be taken to ensure that no samples were wasted and go without testing. R. Murthy, AR News, Bengaluru.
The Union Health Ministry has said that COVID-19 beds are available in the 3 central government hospitals and AIIMS, New Delhi. In a series of tweets, Health Ministry said this shows the visible results of Union government's effective intervention in managing COVID-19 situation in Delhi. Out of 529, 404 beds are available in Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, Safdarjung and Lady Hardinge Medical College hospitals, while in AIIMS Delhi, against a total of 1,515 COVID beds, 1,283 beds are vacant as of now. Sikkim has extended the statewide lockdown till 6 a.m. of 1st August in view of the increasing COVID-19 cases. The state was already under a lockdown from 21st July till this morning, which has now been extended. More from our correspondent.
Sikkim government extended the lockdown following a rapid surge in COVID-19 cases and designation of several containment zones across the state, especially in East and South Sikkim districts. The state also reported its first COVID-19 death on Sunday. As per the latest health bulletin, 45 new cases took Sikkim's active COVID-19 cases to 397, while 148 people have been discharged after recovery. All existing lockdown guidelines would be effective during the extended period till 1st August. All educational institutions in the state will remain closed till 31st August 2020. With Sekat Sarkar, Parijat Sharma from Gangtok for AIR.
In Bihar, Defence Research and Development Organization DRDO will set up 2 temporary hospitals of 500 beds to treat corona patients. The DRDO has taken this decision in view of the increasing positive cases in the state. These hospitals will be set up at Patna and Muzaffarpur with latest medical equipment. There will be 150 ventilators in each hospital. Meanwhile, positive cases of corona infection in Bihar are increasing rapidly. The recovery rate, though, is 68%. The Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation BMC has completed the first phase of the COVID-19 Sero survey that covered 10,000 residents of the city. A Sero surveillance program was conducted for the residents of Mumbai to determine the level of antibodies among the population. The serological surveillance was conducted in accordance with Niti Aayog, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research TIFR, as well as institutions based in BMC's different wards. More in this report.
The Mumbai Civic Body authorities mentioned that samples for Sero survey were taken from both slum and non-slum locations in the city. There will be another survey conducted in August to compare the figures and get a clearer picture of how the city is faring. Additional Municipal Commissioner of the BMC, Suresh Kakani, said that the first phase is complete, but to conclude the results of the survey, we will wait till the second phase samples are collected. Knowing the results of BMC's survey will give citizens an idea of how immune the population is to the virus. Nivedita, AIR News, Mumbai.
Gujarat has recorded 1,110 new corona cases during the past 24 hours. Total cases in the state have gone up to 55,822. Official sources said 21 patients lost their lives yesterday, taking the death toll due to COVID-19 in the state to 2,326. The recovery rate in the state has improved to 72.31%. More from our correspondent.
Out of 1,110 new cases, maximum 201 cases have been reported from Surat city. Out of 13,131 active cases, the conditions of 85 patients are serious. 753 patients have been discharged after recovery during the last 24 hours. The state has increased the number of daily tests. More than 6,42,000 tests have been carried out till date. Meanwhile, Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation has added 16 new areas in micro-containment zones. Door-to-door surveillance and testing drives will begin in these areas from today. Yogesh Pandya, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
In Madhya Pradesh, statewide online training is being provided by the Department of Panchayat and Rural Development regarding the role of panchayats and community in prevention, control and management of COVID-19. The series of division-wise training will run till August 7th. We have a report.
In this training, 22,812 Gram Panchayats of all districts in the state will be included. So far, 7,883 Panchayats have received training. Additional Chief Secretary of Panchayat and Rural Development, Manoj Srivastav, said that the training consists of a total of 8 technical sessions in which the role of Panchayat in control and prevention measures of COVID-19, technical aspects of management of quarantine center, role of women's group and community-based organizations in relief operations, social security schemes run by state and central government are mainly included. Meanwhile, the number of COVID-19 cases climbed up to 27,800 as per the state health bulletin. 644 coronavirus patients were discharged from the hospitals yesterday. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
In Madhya Pradesh, in view of the situation of the corona pandemic, the state government has decided to conduct college-level examinations online. In a tweet message, Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan said that the examinations for the final year of graduation courses and the final semester of the post-graduation courses will now be conducted online. The Chhattisgarh government has decided not to conduct entrance examinations for admission to engineering, pharmacy and computer application courses this year in the wake of the pandemic situation. Admission to technical courses like Bachelor of Engineering, Bachelor of Pharmacy, Diploma in Pharmacy, Diploma in Engineering and Pharmacy for the academic session 2020-21 will be given on the basis of marks obtained in Class 12th. Similarly, admissions to Masters in Computer Applications will also be done on the basis of marks obtained in the courses determined for the eligibility criteria. Students will be admitted through online counselling. Chhattisgarh Professional Examination Board has issued instructions cancelling entrance examinations and for online counselling.
In our series, Experts Speak on All India Radio, we bring you the views of leading medical experts on COVID-19. Talking to AIR News, Dr. Amarchand Bajaj, Senior Consultant at the Sitaram Bharati Institute of Science and Research in New Delhi, highlighted the importance of hygiene and how to maintain it to contain novel coronavirus.
जब तक हमारे पास इनकी ट्रीटमेंट वैक्सीन या मेडिसिन के रूप में ना निकले तब तक हमें जो प्रिकॉशनरी मेजर्स है वो फॉलो करने हैं। जहां जरूरत ना हो उसमें घर से बिल्कुल बाहर ना निकले, कोशिश करें कम से कम बाहर निकलना है। और जबकि निकलना भी पड़ा घर से बाहर तो कोशिश करें कि जहां आप 2 लोग खड़े हैं करीब 2 मीटर दूर खड़े रहें, नहीं तो कम से कम 1 मीटर दूर खड़े रहें।
Participating in AIR live phone-in program on COVID-19, Dr. Raman R. Gangakhedkar, former head scientist of epidemiology at Indian Institute of Medical Research, has advised that there is no need to be afraid of the increasing number of cases.
नंबर बढ़ रहे हैं, यानी सरकार का जो दायित्व है कि ये टेस्ट करने का एक्सेस लोगों को बढ़ाना, वो अच्छे ढंग से वो निभा रहे हैं, इसलिए नंबर बढ़ रहे हैं। मैं अगर कम टेस्ट ऑफर करूं तो मेरे नंबर्स भी उतने ही कम रहेंगे, लेकिन ज्यादा नंबर्स है उससे डरना नहीं है। हमको उन लोगों को आइसोलेट करना है जो लोगों को दवा देने की जरूरत है, जिनको हॉस्पिटलाइज करना है या जिनको हाई फ्लो नेजल ऑक्सीजन देना है, ऐसे लोगों को हमको उस ढंग का इलाज करना चाहिए।
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate virtually 3 high-end COVID-19 testing labs in Noida, Mumbai and Kolkata today. Prime Minister cautions people not to lower guard against the pandemic. Record number of over 36,000 patients recovered from coronavirus in a single day. 8,85,576 people cured so far in the country. Sikkim extends statewide lockdown till 1st of August in view of the increasing corona cases, and more than 8 lakh Indians stranded abroad returned home under Vande Bharat mission. 5th phase of the Vande Bharat mission to begin from 1st of August. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri has said that more than 8,14,000 Indians stranded abroad have returned to the country through various means under Vande Bharat mission since May 6, 2020. He said out of these, at least 2,70,000 people returned on flights from 53 countries. In a series of tweets, Mr. Puri said the 5th phase of Vande Bharat mission will begin from August 1 to bring back more stranded Indians. Under the 5th phase, Air India will connect Indian cities with US, Canada, Qatar, Oman, UAE, Singapore, UK, Frankfurt, Paris, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, New Zealand and the Philippines, among others. Mr. Puri said details about ticket bookings will be announced by Air India shortly. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Raksha said during the 4th phase of Vande Bharat mission, India operated 1,197 flights, which includes 945 international flights and 252 feeder flights. Air travel in India, both domestic and international, was suspended when the national lockdown started on March 25 due to coronavirus pandemic. Only domestic air travel began on May 25. Around 11 members of minority Sikh and Hindu communities of Afghanistan arrived in New Delhi after India granted them visas and facilitated their travel. They include a Sikh community leader, Nidan Singh Sasteva, who was kidnapped and later released. External Affairs Ministry in New Delhi appreciated Afghan government's efforts in extending the necessary support for their safe return. MEA spokesperson Anurag Shrivastava last week said that there has been a recent spurt of attacks on the Hindu and Sikh communities in Afghanistan, and these attacks have been done by terrorists at the behest of their external supporters. He said the MEA has been receiving requests from the members of these communities to move to India and settle down here. He said Indian Embassy in Kabul is providing them necessary visas to come here. In
Jammu and Kashmir, security forces have busted a terrorist hideout in an orchard of Dachu village in Chopiah district. A joint team of Chopiah Police, 44RR and 178 Battalion CRPF busted the hideout during searches in the area yesterday following a credible input. Security forces have recovered arms and ammunition from the hideout. Police have registered a case and started further investigations into the matter. Bahujan Samaj Party has said that President's rules should be imposed in Rajasthan in view of the political crisis and the COVID-19 situation. BSP chief Mayawati said when people are suffering due to the pandemic, the state government, on the other hand, locks their MLAs in a 5-star hotel instead of letting them work for the public welfare. BSP General Secretary Satish Chandra Mishra said the governor should take a decision in this matter and President's rules should be imposed without any delay. BSP has also issued a whip to its 6 MLAs telling them to vote against Congress in any no-confidence motion or any proceedings to be held during Rajasthan Assembly session. Issuing separate notices to its MLAs, the party said they will face disqualification if they violate the order. Here is a report.
The attitude of BSP is being considered as a big blow for the Ashok Gehlot government. Earlier, the BSP President Mayawati has demanded President's rule in the state. Meanwhile, the SLP filed by the Speaker on the intervention of the High Court in the disqualification notices issued by him to 19 rebel MLAs of Congress will be heard in the Supreme Court today. On the other hand, state government has again sent a new proposal to Governor for calling an emergent session of the Assembly, but the government has not mentioned about the floor test in the proposal. The government has said that COVID and economic situation of the state will be discussed in the session. The Congress said that under the Speak Up for Democracy campaign, demonstrations will be organized before Raj Bhavan across the country, but no such program is scheduled at the Raj Bhavan in Jaipur. Jitendra Dwivedi, Jaipur.
Communications, Electronics and Information Technology Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad has appreciated the work being done by the government's citizen engagement platform MyGov and said this movement must go forward. He was speaking at the event of celebration of 6 years of MyGov. MyGov Sathis, representatives of 1.2 crore MyGov users and followers, celebrated 6 years of citizen engagement and participatory governance yesterday. The minister said initiatives should be taken to take citizen engagement through MyGov to every municipal body and to every district and every panchayat and be a catalyst for giving a platform to the most talented minds to share their ideas.
In Assam, 70% of the economic activities resumed despite COVID-19 pandemic. Talking to AIR correspondent, Chief Secretary Kumar Sanjay Krishna informed that things are back to normal as lockdown norms have been relaxed in the state. He, however, said due to the floods, the state is facing some problems.
At present, we have 294 relief camps and we have lost 97 lives during this flood season from May 22nd. We are looking after all these people, and wherever there is a requirement, we have been using SDRF and NDRF. We have instructed the deputy commissioners to organize the relief camps in such a way that we have more number of relief camps and less number of people inside a room. And there are medical units in every relief camp where the people are checked.
In Bihar, flood fury continues in 11 districts. Breaching of embankments in East Champaran and Darbhanga has further aggravated the situation. About 15 lakh people spread over 625 panchayats in 11 districts are reeling under the impact of flood. The worst affected districts are Darbhanga, Muzaffarpur, Gopalganj, Supaul and West Champaran. Relief and rescue operations are in full swing.
A 25-year-old woman gave birth to a baby girl on a rescue boat of NDRF in flood-hit East Champaran district of Bihar. The woman, Reema Devi, was in an advanced stage of pregnancy. On getting information about the marooned pregnant lady, rescuers of 9 Battalion NDRF, who were engaged in search and rescue operation near the same village after a drowning incident, promptly responded and rushed to her house by boat. The festival of Raksha Bandhan is just 1 week away. It is a festival marked by sisters tying a rakhi, a talisman, on the wrists of their brothers. In Uttar Pradesh, markets used to get flooded with Chinese rakhis earlier, but this time people as well as shopkeepers are preferring Indian rakhi, and Atmanirbhar Bharat is also playing an important role in this Vocal for Local campaign. A report.
There is huge crowd on the counters of Rakhi in almost all cities of Uttar Pradesh. And one thing is quite common. Everyone wants to buy made in India Rakhi. The tension at borders has compelled traders to stay away from Chinese products, and Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme is helping in supply of local Rakhis. AIR News spoke to many shopkeepers in Lucknow, and they say that people are categorically saying a no to Chinese Rakhi and asking for Indian brands. Under Atmanirbhar Bharat campaigns, self-help groups in many districts are making Rakhis and catering the demand. In Varanasi, 10 self-help groups have been given an order of 50,000 Rakhis by administration, and with the message of local for vocal, Confederation of Local Traders have promised to sell them. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar today held a meeting with World Bank representatives to bring large Bihar area of Gwalior-Chambal region under agriculture. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Tomar said that more than 3 lakh hectares of the rugged land is not cultivable, and if this area is improved, then this will help in the integrated development of the Bihar area in Gwalior-Chambal region. He further said the proposed reforms in this project will not only help to improve agricultural development and the environment, but it will also create employment opportunities for the people and lead to substantive development of this region.
The Himachal Pradesh government is according high priority to enhance green cover and environmental protection. In order to increase the forest cover and provide livelihood to the people, Himachal Pradesh Forest Ecosystems Management and Livelihood Improvement Project have been started in the state, which is yielding positive results. Our correspondent reports that many schemes are being implemented by the Forest Department, which has resulted in an increase in the green cover of the state.
Funded by the Japan International Cooperation Agency JICA, rupees 800 crore is being spent by the Forest Department on the project. The main aim of the 10-year project is forest growth, biodiversity conservation, strengthening institutional capacity and improving the economy of rural people. The project is being implemented in 16 forest circles of 18 forest division of 6 districts. 81 rural forest committee have also been formed with the aim to ensure the participation of local people in the project. Under this project, medicinal plants like Chilgoja of Kinnaur and C. Baktron Charma of Spiti will be promoted. In order to achieve the target, 1 crore 35 lakh saplings have been prepared in different nurseries. Sanjeev Sundariyal, AIR News, Shimla.
Now, let's take a look at today's weather forecast. The national capital Delhi may experience a generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The minimum temperature was recorded 27 degrees Celsius and the maximum is expected to be around 35 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. The city witnessed a minimum temperature of 26, the maximum will be around 33. In Chennai, the temperatures will hover between 28 and 36 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have a partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers with temperatures between 28 and 35 degrees. In Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature was 24 degrees Celsius while the maximum will be 34. The city is likely to have partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. In Gilgit, the minimum temperature was recorded at 18 degrees Celsius while the maximum will be 36. It's expected to have mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Muzaffarabad may witness partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The place witnessed a minimum temperature of 22 while the maximum will be around 33. A generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers are expected in Itanagar. Minimum temperature was 24 and the maximum will be around 30. Guwahati is also expected to have a generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. Temperatures will be between 25 and 31 degrees Celsius. Chandigarh will see a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers with temperatures hovering between 26 and 34 degrees Celsius. The nation remembers former President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam on his death anniversary today. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar paid tribute to the noted scientist and teacher Dr. Kalam. Popularly known as the People's President and Missile Man of India, Dr. Kalam passed away in Shillong on 27 July 2015 while delivering a lecture to students. Central Reserve Police Force CRPF is celebrating its 82 Raising Day today. In a tweet, the Union Minister Prakash Javadekar saluted the valor, courage and sacrifice of CRPF Jawans for the nation.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Mann Ki Baat program features prominently on the front pages. On Kargil Day, PM's tough talk on Dusht Pak, a hint to China. No mention of Beijing, but parallel with 1999 striking, writes the Times of India. Record 36,000 cured in a day, PM says COVID war far from over, reads a headline in the Tribune. Alibaba summoned by court in Gurugram. Financial Express writes a district court has summoned Chinese firm Alibaba and its founder Jack Ma on a former employee's complaint that he was wrongfully fired after objecting to what he saw as censorship and fake news. And finally, under the headline, Once Den of Dachu, Chambal, Bihar, readies for influx of tourists. The Pioneer says once dacoit-infested areas of Chambal will turn into prairie grassland for agriculture and hub of ecotourism.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate virtually 3 high-end COVID-19 testing labs in Noida, Mumbai and Kolkata today. Prime Minister cautions people not to lower guard against the pandemic. Record number of over 36,000 patients have recovered from corona in a single day, 8,85,576 cured so far in the country. Sikkim extends statewide lockdown till 1st August in view of increasing corona cases. And more than 8 lakh Indians stranded abroad return home under Vande Bharat mission. 5th phase to begin from 1st of August. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.